Okay, let's dive into this. What if a single word could be like an anchor for you in the constant storm of life? Today, we're going to unpack a concept that honestly has the power to change how you see yourself and how you move through the world. We're talking about how to abide. Now, when you hear the word abide, you might think it just means, to tolerate something or put up with it. But there's this other, much deeper meaning that's way more powerful. It means to remain, to continue, to be steadfast. And that's the idea we're really going to focus on. And this brings up a huge question for all of us, right? I mean, life is always moving. Jobs change, relationships change, we change. So, in the middle of all that chaos, how do you actually hold on to the core of who you are? Let's get into it. Well, the answer starts with something we all have. It's this internal guide. You can almost think of it as your own personal true north. It's your conscience. A lot of us think of the conscience as this little quiet whisper, but what if it's more like a giant alarm bell? When you're about to do something that goes against your core values, it doesn't just nudge you, it sends out this loud, impossible to ignore signal. It's basically a built-in protection system. And you know that feeling when you ignore it, right? You just feel off until you get yourself back on course. And the difference this makes is, well, it's night and day. With that inner compass, you've got a clear guide for your life. You know where you stand. Without it, things can feel pretty random, kind of aimless. You're just drifting. That conscience is what gives you a solid foundation for your sense of self. But, and this is a big but, having a strong inner compass doesn't mean life suddenly gets simple. The real world is messy, and it's constantly asking us to make tough choices and, yeah, to compromise. Being true to yourself isn't about being totally rigid. Life is always going to require some compromise. The real key here is awareness. Are you aware of the compromises you're making? When you stay connected to that inner self, you truly understand the cost of every decision. This whole thing is kind of a double-edged sword. On the one hand, when your life lines up with your values, the happiness you feel is so much deeper, so much more meaningful. But on the flip side, when you do have to compromise on something important, that feeling can be pretty painful too. It makes life more vivid, both the good parts and the tough parts. So, how do you handle this day to day? It's all about finding that sweet spot, that balance. You don't want to be so uptight that you can't bend, but you also don't want to be so loose that you don't really stand for anything. The trick is to pick your battles wisely and really focus your energy on what matters most to your core self. So where is all this leading? After you listen to your conscience and figure out how to compromise, what's the actual goal? Well, it's about finding a state of stillness, but maybe not in the way you're imagining. Because, let's face it, life never stops moving. The world just keeps on spinning. Work, emotions, relationships, it's a constant motion machine. It's relentless. And that brings us to this absolutely crucial idea. Stillness isn't the absence of motion. It's the art of moving without losing yourself. So what does that really mean? It means true inner peace isn't about escaping life. It's not about hitting pause and running off to a mountaintop. It's about integration. It's about holding on to that inner compass while the storm of life is happening all around you. I want you to just picture this. Think of a huge, tall tree in a crazy windstorm. It's bending and swaying, moving with all that force. But it doesn't break. It doesn't get ripped from the ground. Its strength comes from its roots, holding it deep in the earth. That is what it means to abide. To be flexible in motion, but absolutely unshakable at your core.